Welcome to the REC podcast. I'm your host, Roman Chavez, and with me today is
Eric Icarus.
And today we'll be discussing some pop culture news. We got a few things that we want to discuss today. The rumor is, and somewhat confirmed, is that the Marvel Disney Fox buyout is supposed to happen by March 20th.
Huh.
This is, big news for all of us Marvel fans because it brings us back to
X-Men.
X-Men and Fantastic Four.
Yes. What better way to kick off Phase 4 than getting Fantastic Four?
Oh my gosh,
Come on,
right?
they don't. That is a huge missed opportunity.
Yeah, because, while we have all of this Avenger stuff, and sure, some things have lapsed back to us that used to be Fantastic Four properties. For those that don't know, the Skrulls,
Black
Panther, Claw, there's any number of people that actually kind of fall under that umbrella of Fantastic Four, and Namor, I believe, is one of those as well. And this just kind of, if Disney is Thanos, getting these last two properties are very much the Infinity Stones that we need.
For sure.
We will definitely get more into depth as soon as the ink is on the paper. Eric and I have so much that we'd like to talk about.
Oh, yes.
But just your initial reactions on this looking like it's a possibility. It seems like the horizon.
I'm just floored. I can't wait for this. Like, I'm just so stoked we're finally going to get a good representation of Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
We deserve it as comic book fans, just as moviegoers.
Yeah.
I didn't see Fan 4 stick.
One of the worst things I've ever seen, and not just in movie.
And then the original Fantastic Four was very child driven, or for a child
family.
Okay, there
which
we
I'm
go.
fine with it. Fantastic Four is the family of comics, which I've never had a problem with.
Sure.
Give me one thing you're excited about to see from the Fantastic Four?
Oh, I cannot. I want to see the casting. I want to see, because Marvel are just the kings of casting as far as their characters. I really want them to do Your Idea.
Okay.
With John Krasinski and what's his wife's name?
Emily Blunt.
Yeah.
Which is actually a lot of people's idea.
Oh, is it?
A lot of people. Yeah.
I didn't hear it until you said it, man.
A lot of, great minds think alike. All of us nerds who are really plugged into it, we do constant fan casts. And then what about X-Men? What's one thing you're excited about for X-Men?
We're getting the Dark Phoenix saga, through Fox, but I want to see Marvel's representation of Dark Phoenix saga.
Yes, the Phoenix is my favorite X-Men character.
Yes,
and it's been nothing but a headache for me to see these poor representations. Now, this new movie hasn't come out, and I did see an international trailer for Dark Phoenix that looked awesome. Looked
really?
Very much in the vein of what I'm used to, but that's for another show. I'm very much. I want Doctor Doom in the MCU.
Of course, I want to see Galactus, real Galactus,
and I need to see Mr. Sinister. And I need to see Omega Red. I just want to see some cool X-Men villains that...
man.
It doesn't always have to be world-shattering.
No.
And I would like to see Sinister and Omega Red.
I think the MCU could do the Friends of Humanity very well.
Very much so.
I think that's a very good story arc. I think that could be the first thing they do. As they build up to their big bad.
Definitely.
That would be like the first one they have to go through, I think.
Fair
It'd be
enough.
Great.
We will definitely, as soon as that ink's on the paper, we'll have a whole episode dedicated to the possibilities, our hopes, and our dreams about Fantastic Four and X-Men. In other news, and kind of big news for everybody, I think, is that Disney has rehired James Gunn to write and direct Guardians 3.
Yep. Oh, yeah. The whole thing was very, in my opinion, just haphazard how they handled that.
Yeah.
I understand what he said was very offending, but that was 10 years ago. You got to remember, people say things and they regret things. He was apologetic about it. Not worth losing your job over.
No.
Considering he wasn't working for the company when he said those things.
Yes.
So I think that's null and void, in my opinion.
And for a little backstory, he said some kind of...
He made some references to pedophilia, and he made, some light-hearted references to rape.
Yes, which, is not okay, but you know what? If you're making jokes, you're making jokes, but he did it in a public forum. So when you do something in the public, you should be scrutinized for it to an extent.
Sure.
However, let's be adults about this. And you know what? If the guy had committed any sexual misconduct or anything against children, to hell with him.
Yeah.
Get him prosecuted and all that. Doesn't seem like it's the case.
No.
Time will tell on anything, but I can tell you I'm very excited
me too.
We haven't had a single director do all three of a trilogy for Marvel.
Yes.
The Russo brothers with Avengers Endgame, they will have 4 Marvel movies under their belt.
Right, but not consecutive titles.
Yep. Favreau only did Iron Man 1 and 2.
Yep, that's right.
The Russos did Winter Soldier and Civil War.
Joss just did the 2 first Avengers.
So it would be, I want to see somebody's complete vision.
Exactly. That's good, And I guess he's still doing Suicide Squad.
Yeah, so it sounds like he's going to be the first to kind of do this, where
but he's going to be, what is that word here? Riding the fence, I guess.
Yeah, straddling the fence.
Straddling the fence there.
And I think that's going to be really interesting. I'm curious to see what his flavor will be on Suicide Squad, because I don't want to see DC's Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I want to see the Suicide Squad, and I want to see his interpretation of it. I do want it to be fun, but I don't want it to be heavily music driven.
Right.
At least not 80s, 70s and 80s music driven.
And honestly, I think that's what they were trying to cop in that first Suicide Squad movie.
Yeah.
They were trying to just bite his style.
Yeah.
And
they spent all the money on I mean, they had Bohemian Rhapsody in the entire trailer.
Yes.
You know how much that costs? I don't. It costs a lot.
Too much. Yeah.
It costs
too much. Mm-hmm. But it made people want to go see the movie.
Yeah.
And it made me want to sit through that movie just to hear that song.
Yeah, completely. So I'm excited to see him back at the helm. Hopefully this will make Dave Bautista happy.
Sure.
And
on a counter thing, I'd like to say if there would be an amazing. I wish they would have done maybe a different director. I wanted the guy who directed Ragnarok.
Taika Waititi.
I guess he was in talks to maybe do it. And I think that would have been a really interesting way to, save the franchise.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I would have liked to have seen that.
There are worse ways.
Or Adam McKay would have been cool.
Adam McKay would have been interesting.
Yeah.
But what was his involvement?
He wrote Ant-Man. He wrote the screenplay for Ant-Man.
Okay. So, it would be nice to tap the same blood, even see Favreau, maybe get in there too. Okay. But Favreau's out there making Lion King. He's got Lion King problems to worry about.
Right.
And then in another bit of Avengers related news, we have the Avengers Endgame poster came out this week, the final poster, and it kind of sent the Twitterverse into a tizzy because they left out our girl, and I'm going to butcher your name, and I apologize, Danai Gurira. I apologize, but she plays our General Okoye in the Black Panther movies.
My favorite part of that movie, by the way.
Oh, yeah, the women were the best in there. But they omitted her name. She's on the poster, but they omitted her name from the poster.
Right, and she's the only one they admitted, right?
Yeah, which is, kind of dirty, but things happen, and they fixed it within hours.
Right,
so, it's a great thing for Black Twitter and just for fans in general, because Okoye I would watch a movie with the Dora Milaje.
Totally.
Yeah. Maybe I don't need a 2-hour film, but I could easily watch a 90-minute film on the Dora Milaje and all of that.
Get that mythology and everything. Yeah. I mean, and best parts of the movie for me. Honestly.
I'm glad that they got it fixed, and I hope that it keeps everybody happy, and then that we can move on from it. I do believe it was just an oversight, but given our climate, it's kind of a heavy oversight.
For sure. Yeah, totally.
Yeah, especially when you have, everybody else on. You have Bradley Cooper as Rocket.
He's not even really technically in the movie.
Yeah. So,
and he's billed.
Yeah. So I'm glad it was fixed. The poster's amazing. And which leads us into our big topic.
Yes.
Set it up, brother.
Yeah, the final trailer for Endgame dropped.
Mm-hmm.
And it makes me even more excited. I was floored before. Now I'm just on the road getting ran over. Like, I don't even know where to start with this. Like, it starts out with a narration from Tony Stark,
which is always good.
Yeah, that's right. He talks about, surviving the cave, becoming Iron Man. Then we go into Cap's sort of origin, him becoming Captain America. Then we get into Thor's origin, him talking about becoming Prince of Asgard, King of Asgard. Yeah. And then then we go right into all the new stuff.
Yeah.
And
I like the motif of it too. It was strange that it's, the way that it's showing, everything in black and white, but it's accentuating red colors in all of like the past footage. Like it's showing us things from the past, and they're just little accents, very much like Schindler's List, where there's red accents in these black and white, history of the Marvel universe.
But the Soul Stone's red, right?
The Soul Stone is orange.
Okay, which one's the red?
Reality?
Okay,
Reality is the.
Maybe that's a clue.
Could be, yeah. Is it setting up? Is it setting up clues for the future? I don't know.
There's significance there.
There's got to be. Other than that, it's just beautiful. Beautiful
yeah,
storytelling.
Great. Yeah.
I don't watch trailer twos.
Doesn't. Oh yeah, Roman's breaking his one rule here. He does not watch trailers for these upcoming movies, and he's doing it for you folks.
Yeah, Marvel's got my money, and I don't want to get anything spoiled for me. I want to be very surprised by what I see, but I'm sacrificing what I want to make sure that I can talk about it with you guys, talk about it with you.
Yeah, for sure.
And we can give some insight.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things to digest in this very small trailer. It's only about 2.5 minutes, and a lot of it's just flashback.
Yeah.
And what I think Marvel is doing, and doing well, is they're putting their trailers together. I've noticed it with some of the Star Wars stuff, because even though I don't watch trailers, if I'm not sure about the movie, which Star Wars, I love the universe, but the movies are always hit and miss for me, I will watch the Star Wars trailers. But the Marvel and the DC movies, unless I'm worried about your project, I don't watch them.
Sure.
But I mean, they do a good job of giving you a lot of information without giving you anything. Information.
Right. Absolutely.
And oh god, I was glad that I watched it at the behest of my wife and our fans here for the RecCast. And yeah, it was solid. The narration's good. The character development's good. Spoilers: we get to see Captain Marvel in the trailer. Yep. And I can't wait. I can't wait.
Oh yeah. We get to see them in those new suits.
Yeah, it looks like, what are they? Spacesuits?
I think it's a version of Ant-Man's suit. For them to go into the quantum realm, and I think they're just white. Honestly, I think that's my theory on that.
That's interesting, because I think we can surmise that perhaps Scott Lang survives the snap because he's in the quantum realm. Because again,
he's
spoilers,
outside.
At the end of Ant-Man and the Wasp, we see Janet, Hank, and Hope all turn to dust, all ash,
while Scott is in the quantum realm, by himself, and he's kind of beckoning for help.
Yeah, which is...
So I want to know how he gets out.
Well, we've seen him get out before. Remember in the first Ant-Man, we've seen him get out.
Right, but was he that far in, or did they?
He had to be,
Okay,
because he just went. He went subatomic, I think is what they called it.
Yeah. You're right.
So and maybe the quantum realm was something different. I kind of believe that they were the same thing, but but I'm not entirely sure.
They do play fast and loose with it.
There's even a fan theory that when Doctor Strange is looking into his scenarios, that he might even be talking to Scott Lang.
Oh.
In Infinity War, when he's, legs crossed and he's, twitching in and out, and he looks at the 14 million possibilities, that perhaps his astral form is even talking to Scott. I think that's a little out there, but it would be really cool. It would be very comic booky for that to happen. But we're roughly 5 weeks away from Endgame, and they dropped the last trailer. I think that's great. They are Kevin Feige and his team over there at Marvel Studios. They have this marketing thing down.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I don't understand why it's taken a company so long to do something like this, but man, they are just knocking it out of the park.
Yeah,
just teasing
for sure.
Teasing.
And what's cool about this trailer is that it harkens back to the past. Their humble beginnings, more or less, when they just had Iron Man as their flagship hero. And it almost shows Marvel as so fearless to take a C-list superhero and turn it into the most popular superhero on the planet right now. Like
arguably.
Kids want to beat Iron Man, not Batman, not Superman, Iron Man.
Yep.
How crazy is that?
Crazier is that people want to be Ant-Man. And it's definitely not on the Tony Stark level of costume enjoyment.
Sure.
But this last Halloween, I helped no less than 3 kids dressed as Ant-Man.
Really?
Whereas I went my entire life without seeing an Ant-Man costume, and Ant-Man stretches all the way back to 62. So it's, they have their thumb, their finger, whatever you want to say, on the pulse of what can work, and they try to make things relatable.
Sure.
And they just got it. We're not telling you guys things that you don't know.
Right.
But I'm hyped.
Me too.
I cannot wait, and I think that it's so rare that you get something that you've wanted for so long, and then it's as good, if not better.
For sure. If you'd asked 12-year-old me and you, because we've been comic book fans forever.
Yeah.
That we were going to get an Avengers movie, when we were in our 20s, I'd be like, no, never, not in a million years. No. And for it to be good, nonetheless, like amazing, that's just crazy to me. It's a good time to be alive.
Yeah,
let's put it that way.
Very much so. Very much so. That's the major news for the week.
Yeah.
What'd you learn?
I'm just more stoked for Endgame.
Okay.
And I'm excited James Gunn's back.
Me too. Me too. I learned that maybe there is a path to redemption for people who make mistakes in the past.
Sure.
As long as nobody was genuinely hurt.
Right. We all grow as people, and we all say stupid things.
I've said worse things to people I love. Yeah. And
I did that today.
Them. Yeah. I can admit them. So I'm hoping that this is something that there's a path to redemption for people who didn't make a real mistake, just let their words slip.
I also learned that you always want to double check your cast list before you do a movie poster.
Yeah.
That's what I also learned.
Yeah, you don't want to roll up to the club and not be on the list. You don't want to roll up to the club and not be on the list.
No, not at all.
All right, guys. Well, thanks for spending time with us today. If you like what we're doing, please hit the like button and subscribe below.
Please.
And if you've got any comments, good or bad, we'll take any constructive criticism. But thanks for listening. Again, I was Roman.
Erik Icarus.
All right. Thanks a lot.